Hi, I'm Doug Jordan, the founder of HelpsNet. I've been asked on numerous occasions, how do you personally explain the HelpsNet program or the Helps Network to an individual one-on-one? So I'm going to take this time to make a short video, obviously using a screen to help expand what I'm going to talk about, to let you know how I personally present the program to somebody else. First of all, I want to let you know that I use a simple sheet that is on an 8.5 by 11, as you can see right here. Now I'm going to go through a little PowerPoint demonstration of breaking this down, of how I explain this sheet, but this kind of helps me to explain it so as I'm talking, the person I'm talking to can visualize what I'm actually saying. So I found this very helpful. It's just a simple diagram on a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I keep several of these in my car so I can always pull one out at any time. So at this time, I'm going to begin with just letting you know how I kind of present it to people. First of all, you got to understand that the Helps Network is absolutely free. A lot of people don't get the concept of free, so you really have to explain it clearly to them. To be a member of the Helps Network, it costs you absolutely nothing. And yet, I can help you build a network of friends who are all willing to help you. In other words, they are all saying that if you have a need, whether it is a spiritual need, whether it's a physical need, whether it's a financial need, you can let me know about that need, and if I can, I will try to help you in the manner that is indicated. Again, there's no obligation for somebody to help you, but if you ever have a need, you can contact this network of people that I'm going to help you build, which is over 55,000 people that you can contact, and they're all saying, if you have a need, you let me know, and if I can help, I'd be glad to do so. And so here's how the network builds and how I explain on how it's happening. First off, you got to remember that HelpsNet is free. Again, that's the biggest hurdle to get past anyone, is that this doesn't cost you anything for me to help you. As I explain, if you go to the website www.helpsnet.com, I explain there that this is basically my gift to you to help people. And so we begin with HelpsNet being free. Now, the key to HelpsNet is that the only way a person can actually join is by being introduced by somebody that they personally know. In other words, your sponsor has to know you personally. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that basically they know who you are. They probably already know your phone number. They know where you live, probably know your family. You go to church with them. You're in social clubs with them. This is somebody that you know. It's a friend of yours. Now, this person that you personally know is the one who's going to sponsor you into the Helps Network. Now, so that is, your sponsor is sponsoring you into HelpsNet. Now, after a person sponsors you into HelpsNet, he's going to introduce you to 5 friends. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are people, obviously, that he personally knows. It's kind of a genealogy. Basically, number 6 sponsored number 5, number 5 sponsored number 4, number 4, 3, 2, and then number 2 sponsored 1, and then this sponsor here sponsored you. So this is kind of a genealogy of the family in HelpsNet. And yes, all of them knew each other, and just as you know the sponsor, he's going to introduce you to these 5 people to which now you will personally know. We're going to call these your personal friends. You'll have their names, their phone numbers, their addresses. Somebody says, I don't want to give my address. I'm afraid of that. Well, no problem. Get a P.O. box. There's some way these people can contact you, and you can contact them. You're actually, since these are your personal friends, you can contact them, call them, talk to them. These are the 5 people now that will be friends because they're introduced by the person that you personally know. It's the genealogy, kind of like his father, his grandfather, great-grandfather, or would be your your dad, your grandfather, great-grandfather, great, down through the lineage of people bringing you into HelpsNet. So this is basically your personal friends or your family. Now that means that basically what's going to happen is you will have 6 personal friends. Sponsor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 personal friends. Now in this network, these personal friends are the only people that will ever be asking you for any help. Not the 55,000 people, again, that are going to be in your network. These are people that are your personal friends, and these personal friends that you know are the only people ever that will be asking you for any type of help. Could be to pray for them, some type of spiritual help, could be physical help, come help me move a piano. It could be financial help. My kid went into the hospital, insurance isn't covering everything. Can you help me? And really your obligation is only to say that you will help them if you can. So again, there's no obligation to do so. It's just if you can help them, you help them. And so that's kind of what happens here with these 6 personal friends. So you got to understand that these are the only people, again, that are your friends. Just a note, they are, you are in their network of friends. They are not in your network of friends. You are going to build a network of friends like they have. So as you are part of theirs, you are going to build a network of people that will become your friends. That'll be your network. So these people are just the people that are your sponsors or your personal friends, the only ones that are going to ask you for anything, and then you are going to build a network of people that will be in your network where you'll have the availability to ask them if they can help you in a manner. And so I just want to make that understood clearly. Now, as you begin to build your network, you are going to find 6 people. Just like you have 6 friends, you are going to sponsor, just as this sponsor sponsored you into HelpsNet, you are going to find 6 people that you personally know, and you're going to sponsor them into the Helps network. Now, this is where you're beginning your network. Just as you were saying to these people, these 6 are saying to you that they'll help you if you ever have a need, if they can. And this is how the network begins to build. So your obligation then would be just to find 6 people that you personally know, you sponsor them into HelpsNet, help them to understand everything about the program, then you'll help them to find 6 people. Now, of course, as they find 6 people, you'll see your network begins to grow. So you've got 6, then if they find their 6, you'll have 36. As they 6, you'll have 217. So as people begin to sponsor, your network begins to build of people that are all in your network that you can ask for help if you ever need it. Of course, now as the program begins to build, you can see exponentially it grows. So I've got a chart here where you see your first level, you have 6. The second, as they get their 6, it goes to 32. It goes to 216. Then you go to 1,200 and, well, that's supposed to be 290. And then you have 7,776. And at the last level, you have 46,000, which gives you a total, your total friends, that if you were to complete your network would be 55,986 people. So you got a network now of over 55,000 people that are in your network, that are friends of yours, who have all been invited into the network by people they personally know. And yes, they all could have, if they wanted to, contacted you. Now, I wouldn't mind getting 55,000 phone calls. If somebody was calling me and saying, hey, I'm in your network of friends, I just want you to know that if you ever have a need, let me know, and if I can help you, I will. Well, I'll take phone calls like that every day. Now, reality is probably the people down in these areas, they're more concerned about people more local to them than they would be with you, but you are still one of their friends in your network. This is how your network builds. Sponsor invites you, you invite 6 people, be their sponsor. They sponsor 6, who sponsor 6, 6 by 6. By the time you go down 6 levels, you have the entire network, and that's how you build your friends. Now, the question always comes, how do you then become the personal friend of these 46,000 people? That's what I'm going to explain right now. This is the genealogy that I mentioned earlier. Now, what happens in this particular genealogy when this person sponsors you, he introduces you to 5, and you have 6 personal friends. When you sponsor someone, at the time that you sponsor them, you will trade places with this sponsor as the sponsor, and you will introduce them to 5 personal friends. So the 5 personal friends that you're going to introduce them to are simply the genealogy that comes down. So in other words, you are going to introduce, then number 1 turns into the first friend, then you have 3, 4, 5, they all go down and they become his lineage. So in the first level, your first 6 friends, their personal friends are these 6. You as a sponsor, and then the person who sponsored you, and then the genealogy that goes down. Now what happens to this last guy? Well, this last guy, he falls off the list. So in other words, he is gone. In these personal friends of these 5, this guy is not there. It's only you. You've basically taken this guy's place. So now he has you, your sponsor, and then these 5. So it'd be these 5 plus you makes the 6 down there. And so that's how this first level. Now, as this person sponsors somebody, this person then sponsors someone. He then becomes the sponsor, takes the place of where you were at. You then move down to being the first personal friend. This person moves down the second personal friend, and then the rest follow all the way down. And what happens again? This fella then falls off, and the same thing happens through every network as it goes through. As these people come, the same thing. This guy then becomes the personal friend, for number 1. He moves down to this number 2. You move down to the third personal friend now. Now, so you would be in this right here. You'd be all the way down to this level already here. So you're down to the third personal friend. And then as each level moves down, each time a person falls off, you move down 1 personal friend. Each time as you go down until you finally get through 6 levels, you are now the 6th personal friend of this 46,000 people. So you're what this guy is to you. You are that same person to these people down here. What does that mean? That means as soon as the next person, as soon as this person sponsors someone, well, guess what? You are off. This person over here would have a whole new set. So now he then has a set of 55,000 people that he's working on. So this way it limits the network to 55,000 or more people, and you only have your network, and at the end, it's basically, although this is not a chain letter, that's kind of the chain letter principle that's used to help build the network. Again, although it is not that chain letter, if you're familiar with those things, kind of how they work if people send things on. That's a great way to build yourself a network of people. Now, what's interesting is after you understand this, that how your network is built, that is, here's your 55,000, here's your personal friends, here's you. You are now building your network. As your network builds, you become the personal friend of all these people, depending on what level. It's what number of personal friend that you are. When people join, the day that they join, they're going to send you, that is, all of the personal friends. So you join, you're going to send all of your personal friends a friendship or birthday card. It's basically just to let them know that you have joined the network. So the same day that you join, you're going to send them a card because they are your personal friends. Now, if you go to the site, we actually make it easy for you to download their names, their addresses, so you can send this card to them. And you can even we have a card that you can actually copy, or you can send it through email or whatever. So let these people know that you personally are their friend. So you're going to do, on the same day that you sign up, you're going to send or notify these people. Yes, the program also lets them know somebody has joined your network. In other words, when you sign people up, there'll be a little email you'll get saying somebody has joined your network. But that's not as personal as sending something and saying, hey, I'm glad I know you now. Here, introduce yourself to them. I'm now your personal friend. So that's the same day. Now, what's good about this is every year on the anniversary that you joined, you'll do the same thing. You'll just simply say, I'm still a part of your network. And once a year, that's why I call it the birthday. We call it a belated birthday, or early or belated, either one. It's just because everybody has a birthday once a year, helps to remember you that you're a friend, you're their friend every year, once a year. So that's kind of why we have the friendship, what I call a friendship birthday card that you just send to these folks. And remember, each of them is going to be introduced to you. So that means that you would be receiving 55,986 birthday cards from people that are joining your network. Now, I don't know about you, but I like getting birthday cards. I like getting things in the mail, people saying, hi, I'm your friend. So that's what they're doing, and that's what we recommend that everybody does, is just to do that. Now, it doesn't cost, you can put a stamp on an envelope, send the card, or you can email them, because you'll have their email address. Email them the card. Just let them know that you're in their network. So that's kind of how the network builds, and how you can become friends with all of these people. Again, to build this network that our program helps you to do on the HelpsNet.com, allows you to do this, keeps track of everything for you. We let you track all of your friends. We let you be able to contact all of your friends. We let you download a CSV file to have a list of all of your friends. All the levels are on the site. The program that we built tracks all of this for you, and you can go to HelpsNet and you can see this. And what is it? It's all free. It costs nothing for you to be a member of the Helps Network and to build a network of friends of over 55,000. Just takes a little bit of work on your part to introduce 6 friends, and I recommend you help the 6 friends find 6 friends. And that's really all there is to it. It's very simple. Why 6? Why not 10? I just found something that was simple. Something that was simple enough to where everybody could probably know 6 people. And it's very simple. Plus, it gives you a large enough network to make a difference. So if you have 55,000 people wanting to help you, for example, financially, for instance, you have a problem. If all 55,000 just gave you $1, you'd have $55,000 that would come in. See, most people, they only know, as I've read before, that about 160 people is the limit of your entire circle of friends. And so if you really need something beyond what an insurance company might help you with, where do you go? Where's the network of people that you know? Some people, their church doesn't have 10,000 people in it that can help them. Their organization may only have 20, 30 people. You know, who knows? Well, here you can have 55,000 of those people all being in your network with the same idea that if you have a need and you let me know, if I can, not obligated, but if I can, I will help you. And that's all they're saying. It's just friends being friends. Now, we do have within this network of friends that's completely free to be part of all this, we have a club that we started out of HelpsNet members. We call this the Premier Membership, or we call it the Christian Friendship Club. Christian because a Christian is noted for somebody that gives, and they give sacrificially, give not thinking of themselves. That's the Christian idea of giving, is giving of yourself, expecting nothing from others. And so that's why we call it the Christian Friendship Club. Now, of course, if you were to become a Christian by accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior, we're more than happy, but that's not the meaning of the word in the Christian Friendship Club. Now, of course, we have, so this Premier Membership makes you a member of the Christian Friendship Club. That's, again, a club within your or the entire HelpsNet program. Now, what happens is when you join this club, we do some things for you. Since it's a club, we're going to give you some things. One is you'll get an inspirational message that will be put out weekly, monthly, that you can go to. You can access an inspirational message. There will also be a place where you can get helpful hints, kind of like a forum. You can contribute to it. You can also read helpful hints of maybe how to build your network, how to get friends more excited about it, things about the program of how you can make it operate better and understand the actual website better. These are things that I will put on there, or also other people can contribute to give you helpful hints about what to do. Then we have praise reports. There's a place where if you've been helped, you found something that happened. It's always great to hear about success stories. Maybe somebody had, for example, we had a girl that my wife knows that went into the hospital, had to have a transplant. Well, she had insurance cover everything but about $90,000 of it. Well, what she did was this insurance company said, well, let me give you some names of people that like to help people that are in trouble. It's kind of like one of those Christian insurance companies, sharing. Well, she contacted a few people. Within 2 days, just 2 people took care of all of her $90,000. I mean, that's a blessing. And so things like that happen. You can put them down, and we can see praise reports about how people have been helped. Maybe that you helped somebody and here's what it did. It's always great to hear positive input about things where people are being blessed, especially if you get to have a part of it. Then we have a bulletin board. Now the bulletin board is unique because this is where you can post to it. It's like any other forum where anybody can come in and read the bulletin board, but only those who are Premier members can actually post to the bulletin board. Now what does that mean? That means that me as a Premier member, if I had, for example, a particular need, I can go and post it on the bulletin board, and not only does my network, which I could let them know anyway, my network, but every network, because everybody can go to the bulletin board and read it. Again, just like all forums on the internet, anybody can go read what's on there, but you got to kind of join it before you can post to it. Same thing here. You can post to it. So that means that not only your network of 55,000 people, but let's say there were enough networks where eventually, we hope, 2 million people are part of the Helps Network. Well, when you post something to here, HelpsNet will periodically, probably weekly, say, hey, go read the bulletin board. There's some need on there. And everybody, whether they're a Premier member or not, can go read it, and we don't stop anybody from being a help. I mean, if you want to help someone, there's no limit to what you can do. So just because you have 6 only asking you doesn't mean you can only help those 6. You can help anybody you want to. And we hope that that spirit permeates throughout the entire network. So everybody sees this, but only Premier members can post to this. It kind of limits it down to those who can. So actually, a person that posts here, the entire HelpsNet program, everybody involved reads this particular thing. Now, because it is a club, there are dues that you'll pay, yearly dues, and it's pretty simple. It's just $10. $10 a year, reoccurring every year, makes you a member of the Premier membership of the Christian Friendship Club, which gives you the inspirational message, the helpful hints, praise reports, bulletin board, and of course it's only $10 a year, which will be reoccurring. If you don't want to do it anymore, you just say, I don't want to be a member, and then we stop you. Of course, the dues are not going to be refundable once you give them. What's great about this too, this is what helps keep the HelpsNet operational. Obviously, I've got server fees to pay. I've got programming that the program needs to keep going. We want it to stay on. And so these dues, and we're using this not only to help people and be a member of the club and give them a few special things, but it helps to support the actual HelpsNet to keep it online. And so, as you can see, we've covered the Friendship Birthday Card, which is letting people know of your entire HelpsNet. Then we have the Premier Membership, which is for those who are part of the Helps Network to be a member of a club that gives them certain benefits. Because they get the certain benefits, that's why there's a $10 dues for that. Now again, anybody at any time, if you go to the site, I have a donate button on there. I mean, it does cost money, again, with the servers, the programming, to keep things up. And there's different administration things that are going to happen that it helps to cover some of the cost to keep this thing up and going. You don't have to donate, but if you wanted to donate, there is a button on the site that you can help HelpsNet to stay on. Now, people have asked, What if someone asks me for help and I would like to help them, but I just can't? For example, financially or physically. I mean, everybody can pray for somebody, but let's say it's a financial need. Somebody lets you know, one of your 6 friends lets you know that, hey, my son just got hit by a car, broke his leg, my insurance only covers so much, I need help with doing this, recovery, that type of thing. Well, at the same time, what happens is they'll let everybody in their network know. Well, so in other words, let's say number 3 had that happen. Well, he's going to ask his network, which is you're part of it, and the 55,000 people that he has. And you say, man, I'd love to help you, but you know, I kind of struggle myself. I'll pray for you, but I can't really help you financially. And that's going to be a problem, because most people would like to help people, but this comes to a time where they can't. Well, I've got something built into the program. It's a suggestion that I have, and I call it the Enablement Blessing. There's a thing that I'm suggesting that will enable people like you to be able to help the 6 friends if they can. Now, I'm going to explain how that works to you. Before I explain how it works, you got to really understand this. I'm going to read it to you. This is only a suggestion. You do not need to participate in the enablement program to be a part of the Helps Network. See, if we were to require anybody to give any money or anything, it would make this an illegal chain letter. A chain letter, we don't want that. As a matter of fact, we're using the principle, but what makes a chain letter bad is they have people send money and then they take money from this person, that person. We're not asking for any money. So to require anybody to be a member of HelpsNet, remember, it's free. You do not need to do this. This is just a suggestion that I'm giving that I call the Enablement Blessing. So kind of let your conscience be your guide on this one. It is not a requirement to be part of the Helps Network, to take advantage of building your network, using the program. Again, and the only thing that would stop somebody is if you were not a premier member and member of that club, well, then you wouldn't get to access some of those. That's the only financial thing that ever be involved. But this one, it is not there. There is no requirement to do this at all. I'm only giving you a suggestion. It's a way that I thought would help people to be able to help people. Now, how does that happen? Well, remember those birthday cards that we're sending to everybody? Since it's a birthday card or friendship card, since these people are your friends, I suggest that you just include a gift with that. You don't have to. It's not required. But I suggest that you do. What if you just sent $10, which is not that much? If you, when you signed up and you sent the friendship birthday card, if you just went ahead and included with that through the mail, as a matter of fact, when you sign up, I leave a way that if you ever do need financial help, how can people help you? Well, you can actually put in a PayPal account that if somebody needed to send you money for an emergency or something, they can go, they'll have your PayPal account and they can actually wire you the money, or they can send it through the mail, either way. Well, you even have their PayPal account. What you could do is you could send that friendship birthday card in the form of even through their PayPal account and include $10 with it, because you kind of already have that already. And so send that $10, and that way, if I was to give, for example, $10 to everybody, I would have, I was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60. I would give $60 in $10 to each of these friends. What am I doing? I'm simply giving them a gift because I want to. Do I have to? Absolutely not. I don't have to give anything. I'm just being a friend. And it's because I'm just celebrating that they're our friendship, or just giving an early birthday present. That's all we're doing. Do I have to do it? Again, absolutely not. I can't make that clear enough. You do not have to do this. It's just a suggestion to help enable people. Now, what does that do with just $10 sending? Well, do you realize that if a person had a network of 55,000 people, and all the 55,000 people sent them a card that included $10, do you realize that every individual would have $559,860 that would come into them, that just gifts from people? You realize that if just half the people in your network sent you the $10, you would have $279,000. And this would be every year because the birthday cards are reoccurring. So every time they send you a birthday card, that means every year you'd have that. Let's just say 1 in 10 people sent you the $10. Just 1 in 10. You would have $56,000 a year coming in that would be a help to you. If everybody in the network sent you $1, you'd have over $55,000 coming in. To you, that would be a help. Let me tell you, when you have that much coming in, again, whether you give there's no obligation. You can give $1, you could give $50. I'm suggesting $10. There's somebody that a part of the network says, well, I'm suggesting that they give $20. Well, you can suggest anything you want because you don't have to do it. I'm just suggesting $10. And so what you can give you can give 0. Remember, this is your choice, something that you just want to do on your own. I'm just showing you, if you follow this suggestion, what it could do for people. All right, now, there's no obligation. You only give if you just want to be a blessing to someone else. Now, what does that do? 1, it gives you the ability to help someone in need. If you had that kind of money coming in, when somebody asked you, one of your personal friends asked you for help, well, you have an extra, let's say 1 in 30 people or 1 in 20 come in. Let's say you just had $10,000 extra come in. You mean tell me you couldn't help somebody with that if they had a need? And if everybody in the network did the same thing, people could really be an encouragement and a blessing to others. And that's kind of what that's for. That's the first thing. It enables you to be able to help people. The second thing that would do, it would cause you to have the funds, should a financial thing come up, to be able to take care of the obligation or the need yourself. And you wouldn't need to go ask your network for anything because you would already have the ability to take care of the need yourself. So if you had a personal need, you could take care of that. So again, this enablement blessing is just simply a suggestion that we're giving that could possibly do these two things if you participated in it. There is no obligation to participate in that program, the Enablement Blessing. So, what you have seen is the Helps Network. I'm sorry, let me go back a screen. What you have seen on this is simply your network, how it builds, your obligation to just help the 6, how many people will build in your network if you simply just have 6 people that you personally know, find 6 people that they personally know. As it goes down, eventually, it won't happen overnight. It could take a year, could take 2 years, but any help is great. You saw how the genealogy, how it happens, how that you move down, how that you are actually one of the personal friends of the entire network. It shows how you do that as you move down through. At the end of the 7th level, that you fall off. And we talked about the birthday card that you get to send the day that you join. Talk about Premier Membership, and of course, the Enablement Blessing. Now, I hope that this helps you to understand. Again, the big thing that I want everybody to understand is this part right here. That HelpsNet is what? Free. It costs no one anything to be a part of the Helps Network and to build a network of over 55,000 people, of people all willing to help you if you ever come to a time in your life where you need somebody to help you. So I hope this kind of helps to explain it. I might have taken a little bit longer in person. It kind of goes a little bit quicker. Again, as I use the sheet, I just kind of wanted to go down through the sheet. I kind of explain that. I kind of write little notes on here as I'm going, answer questions as you go. But that basically, building your network is the important thing for us to get across to everybody, and that it doesn't cost anything to do. They want everybody. I hope someday that HelpsNet becomes so big and people are just helping people like they used to back in the old days, and that we could put insurance companies out of business. We could put life insurance places out of business. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen. Obviously, some of these things will not, in reality, you're not going to have, well, you may, but you're not going to have 55,000 people all sending you $10, or not everybody is going to participate and want to help you. But you know what? All it takes is one person, one friend helping another friend. And that's what the Helps Network is all about. Hope this has been a benefit to you. Please, any questions, please contact info at www.helpsnet.com, or like we recommend, always contact your sponsor, the person that you personally know, and he'll let you know anything that you want to know about the HELPS Network. Go there, go over the site, you can join. Once you explore the site, you'll get so much more information. Thank you so much for letting me explain how I personally explain HelpsNet to people.